Today, we're looking forward to the first sitting of Parliament. Last night, a rejuvenized Julius Malema addressed the members of the media, talking about the relationship of the DA and the ANC, talking about the stance of the EFF in terms of the government of national unity. He also gave a warning to Cyril Ramaphosa that allow Mkhonto weSizwe to rule KwaZulu-Natal because they are the party with the majority. The people of KwaZulu-Natal has spoken, but obviously the ANC, the IFP, the DA are not going to listen to that type of advice. Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Blackheart, the hustle continua. 100% good quality t-shirts, made to inspire your goals and dreams. T-shirts are now available at an affordable price. Place your order now. 068-473-6908. Instagram at Black7576. Facebook page Blackheart.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, King 053, Mr. Easy Imali Enengi. And we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we go to the EFF where we break down the media briefing that they had. Now, I always had a problem with the IEC's rules when it comes to who can fund political parties. Who can fund political parties? Can media outlets fund political parties? High influential billionaires, can they fund political parties? And why is it that they are funding political parties? You guys know this channel stance when it comes to that. But let's listen quickly to what Julius Malema says about the funding, the political funding that is flying around here that is making us all think of opening a party and maybe we'll get some millions.
In doing that. The interpretation I've given to you, it's a plan B. The first plan was to buy South Africa through the funding of political parties. That's why there is a party change which was given more than 30 million. It ended up not participating in the election. Then Rise Mzansi and all kind of political parties given huge millions. And what did South Africans do? Rejected those millions. So this answers the same question. What are you saying about the future funding by these institutions which have got control over the research institute, which have got control over the media? South Africans are going to become more and more wiser. And they've demonstrated during these elections that they cannot be bought. They rejected millions. The Oppenheimers were dishing out money unashamedly. When we say Oppenheimers, we mean all of those people. Oppenheimer is a representative of those multimillionaire families of the Ruperts and the Minels and all of them who have been pumping money to try and manipulate the political landscape in South Africa, and that has successfully failed. So what do? We retreat back to our traditional political parties and then unite them. The IFP is not an organization outside the Oppenheimers. It was formed by them. Who in his rightful mind will give Thabisa 20 million? Because he can't even speak to that 20 million himself. So why would someone say, yes, 20 million to Thabisa? To do what with it? Thabisa was given 20 million and then he was pushed out of the campaign. The campaign was run by the chairperson and the premier candidate of the IFP in KZN. I found Thabisa campaigning in Malamulele. I'm like, what is he doing in Malamulele? That's how much was pushed out of the campaign. But the money was put inside the IFP because the IFP is an entity of the Oppenheimer family. You have all seen at the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelez's funeral, where no less than 4 members of the...
It's quite strange that we as black people have allowed this, the disguise of the political system to make us think that we have democracy because our vote counts. If your vote counts, the IEC has admitted that there has been some ballot papers that have been lost. The IEC have admitted that they have captured some information wrong, but it was not material. So if your vote counts, the IEC would have asked for a rerun. But your vote actually does not count. It's all a disguise. It's a system that is working to further divide us as black people. That's what I believe. That's why most parties that are funded by the Stellenbosch, Oppenheimer's families, the Minels, what's this guy of Capitec, all of those people, they will never speak about land. They will never speak about any restoration of the historical injustices that are happening in our land. So Julius Malema thinks that black people are waking up because they now see who are the sellouts. I'm afraid I disagree with that. Yes, there is some people that are waking up and seeing that, but it's not the majority of black people. And also remember, black people's souls, let me rather put it like this, black people's stomachs are up for sale. And black people, in the majority, think with their stomach. And white people have installed that system in us. During apartheid, they rewarded impimpis. During apartheid, they rewarded those who say yes, pass, yes, pass. They spoke to the stomach. So that system is still working till today. Once you say yes, pass, like the IFP, once you say yes, pass, like Musimaimane, Herman Mashaba, and all of them, they fund you with millions so that you can never go against the hand that feeds you. So for me, you know, as you guys know, I'm busy with the IFP. IFP icon. IFP, abantu bakhona bathini? The people who voted IFP, nithini IFP sevenza ne-DA. But the KZN people are the same people that voted for the DA and gave them a mayorship. Or Chris Papas or whatever his name is a mayor in KwaZulu-Natal. So I wonder what is wrong in KwaZulu-Natal. We must check it out there. We must check it out. Let's hear what Julius Malema said. What happened when he spoke to Cyril Ramaphosa about this racial and government of national unity? Excuse me.
The president says to me, we cannot form the GNU without a DA because we want a non-racial GNU. I asked him a question. Are you saying the ANC is not a non-racial organization? Because the ANC is a non-racial organization without the DA. So why would it say when it comes to government, if there's no DA, we are not non-racial? But when they run their daily activities, including in their constitution, they are non-racial. I said to the president, there are white people in the ANC, in the EFF, in all the progressive formations. White people are found there. If it's about the question of non-racialism, we can still find white people from amongst ourselves. It's not the question of non-racialism. We are not opposed to white people. We are opposed to white supremacy. We are opposed to racism. We are opposed to Afrikanerdom. We are opposed to white monopoly capital. Any other progressive name that gets to be put forward by the president of a white person, Indian person, colored person, African person, as long as that is a progressive name, will support it. I said to the president, we voted for the DA in 2016, where you, comrades, were arrogantly defying and denying us an opportunity to work together in 2016. We said to you, let's work together. You said, no, we don't want to work with you in the arrogant manner you are doing. What did we do? We pulled out where the DA was defeating you. We folded our hands. And I said to him, to show you it's not a question of race, and don't leave here saying I'm anti-white people. In 2016, we refused to participate in municipalities with the DA led by a black person. It was led by my money. In Joburg, it was led by Mashaba. We still said, we don't care who are the faces. This organization is a tool for imperialism and for white monopoly capital. So it's not about color. It's about the party that represent backwardness, a party that is a racist organization, a party like Freedom Front that says part of its conditions to go into a coalition is that we must declare Orania as a white Afrikaner land. And you say to us, we must go and participate in such a coalition. We'll never do that. Remember, when you are in cabinet, once you are defeated in argument, those decisions are binding on you. As a disciplined member of cabinet, you must go and defend that Orania must be a land of the Afrikaners. We will not do that. We will rather die without occupying positions in government than to allow white supremacists and racists to thrive.
Yeah, Julius Malema is a wise person. Hlakanipile lo baba. It's right to ask question. If you say you are including the white parties and you don't want to put that tag here white on DA, you say you're including other parties to make it multiracial, it obviously means that the ANC is not multiracial. The ANC, subconsciously, they know they are a black party. Even though they don't accept it, but they know they're a black party. How do you know people are a black party? You look at who's voting for them. You look at who's voting for them. The majority of black people vote for the ANC. The majority of white people vote for the DA. Simple as that. You can say DA is a multiracial party. You can fool yourself because you see some few black peoples here and there and colored people here and there, but they're not. So it's such a clever answer that Julius Malema gave to Cyril Ramaphosa. So what actually is happening here is that the ANC, or let me rather say the DA, is there to supervise over the ANC. And I told you guys, it's going to destroy the ANC at the end. It's going to destroy them. Because remember, the DA, all they will be doing in the background, these are enemies, guys. Why are we pretending that once you have a government of national unity, all of a sudden you are friends? It's the same mistake Sabo Mandela made to think that once you do a government of national unity in 1994, apartheid will stop. We had racism attacks on black people up until 2023. Where at schools, children were turned away because of the texture of their hair. White schools. This racism does not switch off because you have decided to work together. It does not work like that. Life does not work like that. That's why even when a person hurts you in life, you want them to prove you with actions before you can forgive them truly or reignite that relationship, because their actions should speak louder than their words. And the actions of the DA clearly speaks louder than their words. The DA is a racist party, whether you like it or not. Yes, it can have black people. Yes, it can have colored people. But in its nature, it's a racist party. And you don't have to ask me. I was never in the DA. Go and ask Herman Mashaba. Go and ask Musima Iman. Don't ask me. Don't take it from me. Ask those people. You know what I'm saying? So it was really a clever answer that Julius Malema gave. I don't even want to touch about Orania. The ANC was looking to see who can they escape to, who will vote with them to make Orania its own place, its own country. The EFF said, most definitely not when we are around. So the next clip I'm playing to you guys, it's testament that the ANC is dying a slow death. It's only them that don't see it. It's only them that think they will ever see 50% in their life again.
This is the end of the ANC. It is not of our own making. The ANC is not dying because the EFF is growing. The ANC is dying a natural death. With or without Zuma, the projections were the way they are now. Before the formation of MKP, the research showed that the ANC is going to go below 50%. and Mbalula pulled it below 30%. At some point on the board, it went below 40% for real. So this is the end of it. Because you cannot say you want to change the property relations and you engage in the struggle for land, and then you go into cahoots with the people who are actually opposed to that struggle for the land.
I don't even think that most ANC members don't see that the death of the ANC is coming. Even though it won't be a complete death in the full sense of the word, but by the death of the ANC, we mean an ANC that is going to fall below 30% in the next local elections. I would, Nje, because I strongly believe that the ANC's members will punish the ANC for working with the DA. You guys know that within the ANC, in the leadership of the NEC, there are people who said, listen, we don't want to work with these people. Let's swallow our pride, man. Let's work with our brothers and sisters of the MK and the EFF. Let's work with our brothers and sisters. Let's even work with that snake Gate and Mackenzie. Let's just work with our people, but not with these people. There are people of the ANC who are saying that the ANC refuse, not the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa and his funders refuse to listen. Government of national unity. What for what purpose? What is the need for this government of national unity? Call it a coalition government with the DA. Just call it like that, because you don't even have the definition of government of national unity according to your Secretary General, that it still needs to be described properly in the context of the Constitution. What does it mean? You're still going to arrest yourself in those farsa to this terminology that you guys have brought up. The situation of 1994 is not the same of now. Ngiyohleka kanjani sengizwa bathi i-DA is getting the deputy president of the country. Ngiyohleka. The speaker of parliament by DA. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. Or even worse, the IFP. Even worse, because what is worse than white people is black people who have sold out, which is the IFP. So the only reason why the DA is working with the ANC is because they are gaining. And Julius Malema conceded that if the DA was in the position of the ANC, they would have never called for government of national unity.
I told President very clear that maybe sometimes this thing rings nicely in your ear when the DA says we'll work only with the ANC of Ramaphosa. It's not true. The ANC of Ramaphosa lost in Tshwane, in Joburg, in Tekwini, in Ikuruleni, and PE. Why didn't the DA offer the president what he is offering them now? Why didn't the DA say there is no outright winner? Come ANC of Ramaphosa, let's work together in Tshwane. If this situation we're in now was the DA in this situation with 40% and Freedom Front with 11% and ACDP with 5%, we're not going to be talking these things we're talking. They would have united and isolated all the progressive forces. And I'm not speculating. I'm telling you facts. Go and check in Tshwane, where the DA has got no outright majority. Did it invite the ANC of Ramaphosa because they can only work with the ANC of Ramaphosa? The ANC is under Ramaphosa now, in Tshwane, in Joburg, in Ikuruleni. Why is the DA not inviting him? It is because Ramaphosa suffers from inferiority. He cannot work without white supervision. To invite the DA is to invite supervisors. It's not to invite progressive white people to come and join hands with us to rebuild South Africa. So we reject this government with everything it deserves, for as long as it puts in white supremacists, it puts in Afrikanerdom, it puts in colonialism and imperialism. We will not be part of the neo-colonial government. Comrades and everybody else who seek to persuade us otherwise, we are making a plea, leave us alone. If this is our natural death, let us die with our boots on.
White people don't want to be around you, black people, honestly speaking. They've shown you in countless times. They've shown you even now in the school system. They have separated the Afrikaans classes from the English classes, and they make it an excuse that no, these children are learning in Afrikaans. That's why they are, in their own class. But they won't put coloreds who learn in Afrikaans. They will make coloreds learn in English. They will tell you straight that the Afrikaans classes are full. They won't mix Afrikaans. So our children go to these modesty schools and they see the Afrikaans class is only white people. The English class is us, is the rest of us. And you want to ignore that. They don't want to work with you. They don't want to stay with you. Otherwise, they would have went to Orania and said, we are building a smart city that invites everyone. Here are the rules. You can stay here. You need to do this and this. Every African person is welcome in here. But they say we are preserving Afrikaans, as if Afrikaans is in any danger. Afrikaans is one of the most spoken languages in South Africa. I think the third spoken language in South Africa. You understand what I'm saying? So they don't want to be around you guys. They just don't. And now the reason why most of them work with you guys is because they're gaining something from you. That's the only reason. The DA has been decampaigning the ANC throughout the campaigning season, telling us how bad the ANC is, telling us how terrible Fikile Mbalula is, Paul Mashatile, Ngambunguka, Cyril Ramaphosa, telling us everything about Phala Phala. All of a sudden, the DA, shh. In the past 2 weeks, you never had the DA say anything. Since the elections were announced, you never had the DA breathe one negative word. And it was in that letter that I've showed you guys that they are not supposed to do it. Helen Zille said, do not say anything that is going to provoke these people and raise hot topics. Leave those things alone. We will address those things after we get into the government of national unity. That's what they want to do. They would have never, if they were in that position, and they were going to call the Freedom Front Plus and another white party and just go over 50%. They were never going to say, let's sing Kumbaya. It's time for us as Africans to work together because we did not get the majority. It was never going to happen. Okay, so last point, KwaZulu-Natal. KwaZulu-Natal. What does the EFF, what's the EFF stands with KwaZulu-Natal?
I'm really pleading, whether we like MKP or we don't like MKP, if you want peace in KwaZulu-Natal, which is not going to be instigated by MKP, which is not going to be instigated by EFF, that violence, the people are going to rise. If you go against the wish, in KZN is worse. The MKP get 45%. The second party gets 18%. And you still think you can overlook that party. I told President Cyril Ramaphosa, I said, your own rules on coalition say a party with the highest number must be the one that lead. Please allow MKP to lead. Do not undermine the voice of the people of KwaZulu-Natal if we respect democracy. And we make that plea that please allow MKP to lead in KwaZulu-Natal. We are not in any formal agreement with them. We are not for any cabinet position in KwaZulu-Natal. We are not for any speaker. We are not for anything. When we get invited, only then we look at what are the nitty-gritties of such an invitation. We have never had such a discussion with MKP. We are supporting MKP in KwaZulu-Natal from a principled point of view that says the party with the majority must be the one that lead. The DA, these hypocrites, have been advocating for that. When they've refused to give Action SA mayorship, when they refused to give their partners mayorship, they always said, we are the one with the highest number, and therefore we can't give you the mayorship. What has changed in KwaZulu-Natal? Why is the DA not applying the same principle? Why is the ANC not applying the same principle? So we are going to stick to this principle as the EFF.
Now, what is happening in KwaZulu-Natal is that this is not provoking people, it's trapping people. 45% of the people who voted in KwaZulu-Natal said MKP, Mkhonto Wesizwe Party. 45%. And we all know it was more than that. We all know the elections were rigged. We all know that the numbers were systematically placed into such a way that the EFF does not get anything. I mean, the EFF that got 300 and something thousand voters without campaigning in 2019 got far less this time after all the work that they did at Moses Mabhida and all. Come on, people. Take yourself serious. Take yourself serious. So you find a situation where they're going to try to trap Jacob Zuma into say, if there is an uprising from KwaZulu-Natal, we're going to blame it on the MK. Not on us. Not on us. We're going to set a trap for you guys. Provoke. When you react, it's like going to a fence of someone's yard where you know there's a pit bull there and you're busy putting your hand in. And when the people bite you, then you're blaming the dog. The people of KwaZulu-Natal have spoken. They have spoken. 45%, the second party is 18%. What do you call that? Not 22, not 30 something, 18%. Below 20%. Mkhonto Wesizwe is 2 times bigger than the second party. You understand? So you're going to ignore MK and don't tell you guys I told you guys on the comment section, don't tell me about NFP. Hey, the NFP will work with Mkhonto Wesizwe. No. Once you saw these things, there's money involved here. You guys don't understand. There's absolutely no principle involved in these parties. You can't have principle. You can't expect principle from people who are bought. IFP is a small, little, poor party that was bought in millions to work with the government of national unity provincially. Provincially can just, guys, no. So we wait to see what is going to happen. We wait to see. They literally have, I think, 51% or something like that. Literally. That's they on the edge. They have like 1 extra seat. That's it. So we are waiting to see what's going to happen. And what are the KwaZulu-Natal people going to say? And we support them. But they accept, it's okay. They don't accept, we also don't accept with them. Because it's utter nonsense what is happening in KwaZulu-Natal. IFP, IFP Ninhlulile. But anyway, we were expecting that from you. The only winners here are the white monopoly capitalists. They are smiling. They can see this thing is a game, man. You can just put 2 billion here, put 1 billion here, 300 million here, put there, and then you get what you want. They're just sitting. Don't allow this Zuma to come back, put here. So it's either we fight with the same system where we get money. Don't care if that money is coming from Russia, from China, whatever. You get serious money and you buy back the souls of our people. Even though I saw in an article that there are like 30 councillors of the ANC that's saying, no, we are not going to work with the IFP in this province. We will resign and we will vote with Mkhonto Wesizwe. We don't want to work with the DA. There's still people that have sanity. They still have senses in their mind in the ANC. But unfortunately, they are not in the majority. Only few. And who's prepared to lose their job? Who's prepared to make their family go hungry after living this luxury life of the ANC? Who's prepared? Very few people have got that dignity and that honor, those principles to say it's fine. Let me suffer, but let me suffer in dignity, knowing that I stood up for the right thing. The Mkhonto Wesizwe Party is supposed to rule KwaZulu-Natal, but they gave EFF 2% in that present. So clever. IEC, wow, IEC, you have played a number on us. You have played a number on us. Congratulations. But it won't be forever. Asipheli umoya thina. Asipheli umoya thina. We will continue educating our people and showing them what is wrong and right, showing them who are the sellouts, continue to educate our people to Pan-Africanism. Africans must unite. We will continue doing those things in this channel. We will continue, and until they sue us, until they take us to court, we will continue fighting for the rights of our people and the right to have freedom of speech and speak about Pan-Africanism. That's all we will continue doing. Let's see what's going to happen in KwaZulu-Natal. Let's just wait and see. But it's already concluded. The MK is out. We're just waiting for a reaction now. IFP. You guys were trusting the NFP to do something. The NFP. And here's the NFP. I'm sure some of you just got to know the NFP today. I'm sure. Anyways, until we meet next time, I think you'll man. Cartel. Ngiyabonga bafethi for support yenu. Thank you so much for every message of encouragement. The Queen is back. The operation was successful, and she came back looking like a new person. So one last surgery, then we are done with this kidney stone rubbish. But today she came back looking, I'm telling you, she was very strong and in good spirits. And she says, thank you so much for all the well wishes. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.